Hey everyone, it's your boy, desperately in need of a haircut but not in a oppressed demographic to complain about it, Chris. I'm back with another new comic book day video. What did I get? What did I spend all my money on, which I should be saving? I am terrible at money management. But the gods of debt have looked down on me again, pitied me. I didn't have a lot to buy this week. So, what did I get? From DC, I got Batman number 89. I know the speculators have been really getting a huge erection about Batman 89 because it's the first appearance of Punchline, Joker's new sidekick, even though you literally just see this bottom half of her face. So her only real true appearance is supposed to be in Hell Arisen number 3, which is next week. So made a big fuss out of nothing. Got Batman number 89, got DCEASED Unkillables number 1, which I will be reviewing, and I got Flash Forward number 6, they got the Unkillable variant, the finale for that, which was spoiled by DC. Thank you. I much appreciate having a story spoiled that I've been enjoying. Thanks. And moving on to Marvel, I got The Amazing Mary Jane number 5, and I got Marauders number 8, and then onto Zenoscope, I got Belle Oath of Thorns number 5, and Robin Hood Vigilante number 4. So that's essentially all I got for this week, and because it's a short video, we'll go straight into that review of DCEASED Unkillables. So, DCEASED Unkillables, which is the quasi-sequel-ish of DCEASED, that miniseries, that very surprisingly popular one. I really did not go into DCEASED with any thoughts whatsoever. I thought it was just going to be another Batman-focused story, because Batman was literally the main character on the standard covers, and spoilers, he dies at the end of issue number 2, I think it was. He gets infected and Alfred has to kill him, so he's not even the main star. Everyone else is the star of the comic, but it's DC. It has to have Batman on it because Batman's so popular. But apart from that, I really actually enjoyed DC. It was just a fun, kind of Elseworlds title. So they had when they announced another one spinning off from it, Unkillables, not an official sequel to it, but set in the same universe of it, I definitely had to pick it up. So DCEASED Unkillables, written by Tom Taylor, art by Kyle Mostert, the coloring by Rex Lucas, and the cover, I got the horror variant by Yasmin Putri. I believe this is the poster for It Chapter 2, maybe Chapter 1. I have a feeling that it's Chapter 2. But into the story of DCEASED Unkillables, while the main DCEASED, that miniseries, focused on the majority, 99%, just the heroes, how they're dealing with it, what they're planning to do next, which resulted in them just leaving Earth. It's we can't live here anymore, we're going to have to find somewhere else. So that was the mainly heroes for DCEASED. For Unkillables, it's the villains and some of the anti-heroes, any other heroes that have been left behind. So it's split into 2 stories. The first story is about Deathstroke. Deathstroke gets infected with the anti-life virus, but he comes to his senses and realizes that even though he can be infected, it's never permanent. Unlike everyone else that's infected, it's a permanent infection, permanent transformation. There is no cure that they know of. The end of the miniseries, an infected woman tells Cyborg, "You are the cure," and then she proceeds to kill him. So there is no actual proper cure, but it is shown that people with healing factors like Deathstroke, and then later on another character, Creeper, are able to purge the infection from their system. So they can get infected and then not get infected afterwards. They can just purge it out of the system. They're just back to normal. So Deathstroke and his daughter Rose are recruited by Vandal Savage to pretty much, we're going to restart society, take over, inherit the Earth after everything that's happened. Vandal Savage, having lived for so long, has faced many extinction events. There still needs to be a people, civilization to take over afterwards, and recruiting a team of villains, they're the ones that are going to inherit it now that the heroes have just pissed off to a different planet. And the other half of the story is with Jason Todd. Enters the Batcave, finds that Bruce, Dick, and Tim have been infected and were killed, and he goes off to find any other survivors of the Bat family. So he finds Cassandra Cain and Jim Gordon. They're alive. He saves them, and they go off to find out pretty much what's going on. So story-wise, I would give this a 3 out of 5. It was a bit disappointing with like DCEASED #1. Like, I was really surprised with that comic, with low expectations, but really surprised. It just did not waste any time at all getting into the plot, and not only that, just showing how the infection started. So you have you had both the beginning and like everything just went to hell straight away, and that's what I found very interesting about the first issue. The second issue, there is an interesting premise with the villains are going to take over. There are 2 of them that pretty much they are a cure themselves. They have a healing factor. They can't get infected. Will this be used to make a proper cure? We don't know. And then you have whatever's going with Jason, which was really like wasn't really the most interesting stuff. Of the 2 stories, the Deathstroke stuff was much more interesting. The Jason stuff was a bit but I think overall is a very average beginning. I think it does a good job at least setting up the Deathstroke stuff with Jason and all that. Not particularly. So yeah, I think there's really a really average issue and an average start to this 3-issue miniseries. I believe it's 3 issues. The art and the coloring, I'm going to give a 3.5 out of 5. I think the highlight here is the coloring. The art, on the other hand, is a bit average. I think everything except faces is alright. Carl Morstedt, who's the artist, I will say not particularly the best when it comes to drawing faces, especially a lot of like expressions and all that, like anger or pain, any kind of emotion. The faces don't particularly look drawn that well, or they look really off. It's not the worst art in existence, but it wasn't particularly that good in my opinion. So above average. The coloring really does save the art in this book. And the cover, horror variant cover, we give a 4 out of 5. I went with horror variants with the main miniseries, so just gonna stick to it with when I started the new one, started Unkillables. It's only 3 issues, so I'll stick with it as it goes. Would I recommend it? Probably not. It wasn't the best comic I read this week. I didn't read a lot, but I thought it was at least okay. It was alright. So yeah, that was DCEASED Unkillables. Unkillables. I wish my wallet was unkillable so I can buy all the comics that I want. But we can't have nice things, can we? Especially with DC, with some of their decisions. But that is it for this review and for what I got this week for the third week. Third week of February. Thank you all for watching. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, my handles for those are in the outros. Like, subscribe, notification bell, all that jazz. I will see you all in the next one.